the point about great art, if one wants to use that phrase, is that it's there for everybody, that it is, you know, at risk of being very cliché, it is universal. And names that frighten, like Dostoevsky or something, it's when you read a novel about Dostoevsky, you realize he's your friend. It's friendlier, it's approachable, it's deeply human, it's felt, it's not full of philosophy and dark and difficult thoughts. It's dark and difficult because it's about what it is to be human, which is dark and difficult and can be shocking and surprising and, you know, a hell of a ride. But it's not, he wasn't writing for clever people. He wasn't writing for, you know, he's one of us. And all artists are. They're our friends. They're not there speaking, as the French say, de haut en bas, from a height to the lower orders, from some royal balcony. I absolutely adore Tin Pan Alley. I mean, I love the Great American Songbook with a passion. So anything by, you know, Kern and Berlin and Porter and the Gershwins will send me into dippy ecstasy. And those musicals I love. I'm not fantastically au fait with modern musicals either. You know, the big sung-through musical of the 80s and 90s, the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical and so on, is a, you know, phenomenon I can appreciate, and there's some fantastic staging and remarkable productions. And I do love that. And I love cinema, and I like television, and I like trashy television from time to time. But I am also, yes, very passionate about what used to be called high culture. You know, I have a peculiar fondness for Wagner. I just made a film about Wagner for the BBC, and in fact we've done an extended version of it, which is playing as a cinema documentary, an hour-and-a-half version, at various arts festivals and things. And I'm aware that that's a very minority interest, and indeed one that people actively frown on, either because they find him so bombastic and enormous, or because of the association with, you know, Hitler's love of Wagner and Wagner's own personal anti-Semitism, which is deeply distressing and upsetting. And that's really what the film is about, trying to square that circle if it can be squared. So, and I'm passionate about all classical music and about art. I'm a trustee of the Royal Academy back in England, so I'm very passionate about painting and sculpture and things. So I guess I do have a foot in both camps, both in the camp of the musical and the more serious, if that's the word. Isn't it odd that there is no real word for classical music other than serious? You either call it classical music, which is ridiculous, when so much of it is contemporary or you know, only 100 or so years old. I mean, to call, you know, Britten and Stravinsky and right up to Tom Adès or whatever, to call them classical is silly. And yet to call it serious music is so, it's, you know, you're almost beaten before you begin. Would you like to listen to some serious music? Oh, no, thank you. And music is there to solace and enchant and delight you.